Writing music is really, really hard.
Hi, my name is Kyle Campo. I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitarist from Poor Man's Opera. I've been playing guitar since the seventh grade and trying to start a band since then. It usually doesn't work out. In 2019, as a last resort, I joined a local music program at George's Music to try to start a band. There I met Chase and Noah, among others, and I clicked really well with them. That was where we started our band on the side, and eventually that became our main project for the rest of high school. To date, we've been together since 2019 and played multiple live shows. I wanted to sit down with my bandmates and talk to them about the last few years in Poor Man's Opera.
Hi, I'm Chase. I play the bass, and I got into Poor Man's Opera at the same time as Kyle and Noah. They just asked me to join their little acoustic session in the basement, but we've since gone a little more heavy than that.
I'm Noah. I'm from Poor Man's Opera, lead guitarist. I've been playing guitar for about 5 years or so now.
My name is Gabe. I've been playing drums. I officially started since the fourth grade, but I'd been, hitting stuff rhythmically long before that, and now I'm here.
Well, I wanted to be a guitarist. I that didn't work out. I wanted to join the school band or the jazz band as a guitarist, but they already had one, and they had a slot open for bass. So I got my brother's old bass and started learning how to play it. So I just never really switched back since then in a band setting.
Basically, me, Kyle, and Chase, we all met at George's Music in Spring City. They had started a program called Rock Stars, where anyone gets signed up and basically be put in a group. We all had a group where we played together, and we just had good chemistry. We basically just wanted to keep going after the program ended.
We ended up getting Gabe because we needed a drummer for our school's homecoming show. We were asked to do it, which was exciting. It was the biggest thing we've ever done, and it was a great time. Got a lot of people knowing about who we are, and that was a nice first introduction.
I believe it's really important to keep connections in the music scene. That's why today I sat down and talked to George from the Real Zebos to get his perspective on it.
So how did you get your start as a band?
So the Real Zebos formed. Uh, I myself, I was probably a sophomore in college when I started trying to teach myself guitar and learn how to write songs. And at a certain point, I was like, man, I've got a lot of songs that I feel like these are actually good and fun. So I spent a lot of time looking through Craigslist to find possible band members. And it was mostly a lot of email threads that went absolutely nowhere. One day I saw a Craigslist listing that looked like something that I myself wrote. Sent it to my dad. I took a screenshot and he was like, "Did you write that?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "You need to talk to this kid." So I did. And that ended up being old Connor Brandt, co-frontman of the Real Zebos. And it turns out that he lived 2 buildings away from me on campus. We just both happened to be in the University of Nebraska, Omaha dorms. So we ended up meeting, hanging out. We got along. We have a lot in common. We definitely wanted to be friends with anyone before we would be in a band with them. Started recording these really covers, learning as we go because we didn't have any clue what we were doing. But we made a bunch of demos that we thought were fun and cool. So we were like, man, we need to perform, because at a certain point, it's like you can say you're in a band all you want, but until you start playing shows and stuff, no one believes you, no one cares. We took to Craigslist, and that's actually how we found all the other guys. If you put a Craigslist ad up, you're going to get a whole lot of responses from 40-year-old bassists that only want to play metal music. And that's fine. That's awesome for them, but it's not what we're looking for. I guess that the advice that I said before, I would definitely recommend anyone, like, don't be in a band with anyone you can't hang out with as friends outside of the band.
Have you ever been contacted by a studio or someone else who wanted to produce your music?
No, not really. We're not quite that big yet, it seems. In a general sense, it's more producers are often tied to labels, and they'll be like assigned to different projects, or maybe they'll be requested by artists once they're at that level. But for now, we've just been like, hey, this song sounds awesome, who produced it? And then I email their manager and see. And that's actually how we've gotten like a few of our last singles mixed and stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of emails when you're managing a band and stuff, for sure.
Mm. Do you want to be signed, or is it your preference to stay independent?
Well, if we could stay independent and keep 100% of our royalties and gratuities and make it big, that would be sick. But I feel like it's going to be hard to make it in our current state unless we get like TikTok famous or something. The dream would be like to tour with some of those like cooler, bigger indie alt bands that play festivals and stuff. We would just destroy, dude.
I know I found you guys through Instagram, and I saw your ads a few times, and then eventually I listened to the Rockstar Skinny. So how have you used like social media in the past for advertising?
Historically, we try to use social media as like another reason to bring people in, or even just a reason to keep people in, because people have very short attention spans and it's like very quickly on to the next thing. We try to provide content other than music that might bring people to our page. From a marketing standpoint, we've definitely tried a few different routes and stuff for marketing, and Instagram has far and away been the most effective. Like we did a college radio campaign once, and then we realized after spending a couple $1,000s how stupid that was. Like, who listens to college radio? I don't. Yeah, Instagram has definitely been the most fruitful for us. If you can get those ads kind of set up correctly in the Facebook ad manager, it can definitely be helpful. We've garnered a lot of fans, and people are creating like meme pages and stuff about us from seeing us in those ads. But that's pretty crazy.
What do you guys usually use to record songs or produce songs?
Production, Connor and I, we write all the songs. So we both use Logic Pro X, Logic Pro 10. And it's super intuitive. I'm sure maybe you've used it before. It's just like an extension of GarageBand with some more capabilities and stuff. But from a composition standpoint, it's awesome just because it's super easy to try new things. But we will write all of our songs on there, and then we'll usually write parts for the other guys. Every now and then they'll come in and like add their own. So like Logan's a way better drummer than I could ever be at programming drums. So we'll have him just go hard. And Jake is definitely a better lead guitarist than I ever will be. So he can write a guitar solo and stuff. For equipment, a lot of the synths will be just like digital synths. We do use some samples from Splice. We used to track vocals in a studio, but we learned that it sounds equally good when we do it with our own new equipment. So we've been doing that from home. We still don't know how to mic up drums, so we take that to the studio for live drums, because that's a whole mess that I don't want to try to get into.
I know there's a lot of like websites and stuff that you can release songs on. What do you guys use to release your songs?
We live and die by DistroKid, which I'm sure you're familiar. $20 a year for unlimited releases. Use DistroKid, kids.
So what's your process? I know you guys have made a lot of music videos. What's your process for going through recording music videos and stuff like that?
So only once or twice have we really like equipped the help of anyone else to make our music videos. Like the last like 5 videos or something, we've just used my iPhone. Connor, he does all of the editing on every video, but definitely just always something related to the theme of the track, of course.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Luck, right, with the Shark Tank video.
That was a ton of work. That one was so much work. We built all the props. Connor had to make all the graphics, all of the editing. We actually brought in like 4 people to act for free as the sharks and stuff. I mean, that one turned out pretty fun for sure.
What are your guys' future plans once, I guess, COVID-19's kind of pushed away and go out and do stuff?
Yeah, it seems like summer shows are going to be feasible. So we might even schedule something here as soon as like late July or August, depending on comfort level of fans and stuff. We don't get to like fully tour because we all have full desk jobs, but we will do the little weekend like Friday and Saturday in Denver or Minneapolis or something. About 8 hours is our cutoff.
If there's any social medias you want to plug on here.
Yeah, at The Real Zebos on every platform, and then of course The Real Zebos on Spotify.
I wanted to give Jordan a huge thanks for doing that interview with me. Check out The Real Zebos on Apple Music and Spotify. What's the most important thing about being in a band? Some might say it's the chemistry, which definitely is true, or the interest in music. What's really important in a band is to write your own music. Bands can get by being cover bands, and Poor Man's Opera does that as well, but it's better to transition to be a real band. Hot Dads was written by me and contributed to by Chase. In our band, everyone usually writes their own parts to follow the lyrics and chord progressions I wrote. Hot Dads was no exception, and was the first original song that Poor Man's Opera wrote and played together. Hot Dads is about exactly what it sounds like, and it's based off a spoof Instagram page. The song is honestly really stupid, but it's meant to be, so it works. Getaway is a song about taking time off work and not getting the time off. I wrote it right after I saw my work schedule, where I requested days off but never got them. Getaway was one of the first songs I wrote where I didn't hate it immediately after. Thank you everyone for watching. As you can tell, music is my passion, and when we got a project that we could do whatever we wanted on, I wanted to do about my band and about how you could start a band as well. As my senior year in high school winds down, being in a band was probably one of the best experiences I've had throughout high school. I wouldn't trade the world for the experience I had, and I wish over the last 3 years we could have done even more. I'm looking forward to my future music, and I'm hoping this documentary helped inspire you to start a band as well.
And I'm feeling fine.